other side of this fence stand the remains of a Neolithic burial barrow known as Pikestones. Originally, the barrow was about 150 foot long by about 60 foot wide at its widest point, with a stone-built burial chamber inside. Unfortunately, all that remains are the collapsed ruins of the burial chamber. The bulk of the earth barrow that was built around it is long gone. But we'll go in and take a look anyway, see what we can see. And these are the Pikestones. Essentially, this is what remains of the burial chamber that used to stand here. Originally it would have had vertical sides with a stone lintel on top to form the actual chamber, but over the years it's all subsided and the structure has collapsed. Additionally, when it was originally constructed, it would have been encased in a large earthwork, which has all disappeared over the years one way or another. Let's take a closer look. So these gritstone slabs used to form the walls and the roof of the chamber. Originally, the whole structure was about 15 foot long and stood about 3 foot high with a 3 foot wide gap within the chamber. There would have been 2 lintels on the top to cover the full volume. The other interesting detail about this is the chamber was originally, well, still is more or less, built along a north-south axis, so aligned to face north. Yeah, it's a shame it's in such a state. Oh, I've got around the other side. So there used to be a spiral marking inscribed in the stone here. Now, I don't know how old the marking was, but it looked pretty old. But obviously somebody's taken offence to it and recently chipped it all off with a blunt instrument by the look of it, which is unfortunate. I don't know what that's all about. I did a bit more research on this when I got back home, and it seems the spiral carving only appeared in 1993, making it a lot more recent than I thought. The damage to it occurred in 2007 when someone attempted to remove it by the application of a large rock. I don't think causing more damage was the best way to deal with it. But yeah, it must have been quite a structure when it was built, and imagine the effort that went into actually building it. These things are huge. I don't even know if it's local stone. I mean, it's great stone, so there's plenty of that around here, I think. So maybe it came from some of the quarry workings over in that direction on the moors. But yeah, it must have been quite an achievement when it was originally built. It must have meant a lot to the people that built it. Oh, my knees. And what a spot this would be to have as your final resting place, here on the edge of the moors. The view out to the Irish Sea, the hills in the background. Yeah, quite magnificent. Anyway, let's move on. Let's have a wander onto the moors. So this is Anglezarke Moor. Now from here we've got a couple of options. We can either go that way towards the ridge and head up to Hurst Hill, or we can head that way to Limestone Brook. So So I think, on balance, I think I'm going to head for Hurst Hill. Have a wander up there and see what we can see. Not entirely sure what this is. I imagine, as a guess, it's an old mine working, but yeah, I'm not about to go in and find out, so I'll carry on. So, I've taken a slight detour off the main path to come and take a look at this. It's a little pool that's not on any of the maps and doesn't seem to be that well known. And it's just out here in the middle of the moors minding its own business. So let's go and have a look at it. So yeah, this little pool, it seems to be here in all weather. And it's got a great view. From here you can see all sorts. You've got a great view over there of Winter Hill. And to the right of it, which I'm probably in the way of, the Pike. And then in that direction, you've got Round Loaf and Great Hill. And then behind the camera, the summit of Hurst Hill is just about visible. This is the summit of Hurst Hill. So from here the view opens out even further. So not only have I got a spectacular view of Winter Hill, that direction I can now see the edges of the Lake District, particularly Black Combe just there in the mist. On a clear day it'd really stand out. And then some of the higher fells further in. But probably more relevant to the discussion with Pikestones is what's over this way. Just in the middle there is Round Loaf, another Bronze Age burial mound. That's survived much better than Pikestones has. It's still intact, as I believe it's never been excavated. But you've got that there, and then off to the left is Great Hill. And there's a significance of the positioning of all these three elements, Pikestones, Round Loaf and Great Hill. Specifically, if you draw a straight line from Great Hill to Pikestones, Round Loaf is slap bang in the middle, which is pretty impressive for something that was built about 4,000 years ago. It's so peaceful up here, I could happily sit here all night, but unfortunately it's going to be going dark soon and I didn't bring a torch. So instead I'm going to have to head off home. So thanks for joining me on this little mini adventure, and hopefully I'll see you soon for more exploration of the moors. See you later.